You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Hart of Dixie After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Hart of Dixie After Show.
Oh yeah, here we go. Hart of Dixie, Season 3, Episode 6, called Family Traditions. I'm your host, Whitney Lane, joined with my lovely, beautiful co-host.
Hi guys, I'm Michelle Renee.
I am Paige Sullivan.
And I'm Tiona Hobson.
Look at Tiona
Hello,
joining us.
everyone.
Party up at
Yay.
Hart of Dixie. All right, so we'll just jump right in because there was some good stuff that went on this episode.
Yeah, this was a really good episode.
Yeah. So let's start with the Rammer Jammer because Lemon, she's kind of getting sick of it.
I would too. Lemon thinks she's a stand-up, classy lady, and she's working with people losing their earrings.
Ew.
And
In
Wade
sloth.
keeps
Sleeping with
Don't eat
everyone.
that coleslaw.
Don't eat
at
the-
the Rammer
yeah,
Jammer.
First off, coleslaw in general
Yeah.
just kind of is like,
It's not my thing.
but with an earring in it, and then Wade keeps sleeping with everybody, and they keep quitting. So
Well, as someone who's worked in the service industry before, it's understandable why. I mean, it's very easy to get stressed out in a
yeah,
position
And
like that.
honestly, Lemon holds it together because Wade, they all come up to her and they're like, oh, we're going to need to hire someone new. Or, oh, there's a fire happening. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll go handle it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what are they going to do without her?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, Wade, if you lose Lemon, you have to actually step up to the plate and start doing stuff because everything that happened, he turned to her to go fix.
And when has he ever stepped up to the plate?
But the thing is, nobody's ever asked him. Well, they ask him, but they don't make him do
Right.
it. And if
Mhm.
she steps out and everything's kind of going, in a downward spiral, he has no choice either to sink or swim. So
well, did you guys think she was actually going to get to buy fancies? I was like, this is perfect for her.
I was hoping because I thought it would be nice for her.
I mean, if you pick Rammer Jammer versus Fancies, Lemon definitely fits in the like
Fancies.
nice
Fancies,
restaurant
yeah.
where everyone, she can it's hoity-toity for Bluebell.
For Bluebell.
Yeah,
But who did buy fancies?
that's the question.
That's a big question.
Because who else knew that Fancies was available? There was only one person.
George Tucker.
Do you really think George Tucker bought
I
it?
don't know.
I don't think so.
That was my first thought. She was like, George Tucker. I was like, that's what I thought.
Because I know she seeked legal advice
Yeah.
from George Tucker, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's the only one who knows. Because the Fancies could have been shopping themselves around to other people.
True.
Even maybe the mayor of the town next
Fillmore.
door, Fillmore, could have bought it. You never know who's infiltrating Bluebell, and we always
That's
need
very
new
true.
characters.
Yeah.
So having a new owner come into the play might.
Yeah.
But the one thing that did make me mad about that whole deal was that the owner of Fancies came in, asked her to buy it. She said no, and he said, I want you to think about it some more because I really want it to be you. And then when she went back to him, he's like, oh, actually, after we talked and you told me no,
Yeah.
someone else came up and wanted to buy it from me. I'm like, you're the one who
Edward.
told her to keep talking, so you should have told that person, no.
To hold off.
Yeah, you have
It
to
was
hold off
weird.
because I already
Money
told
talks.
someone. Yeah, that's
Yes,
true.
walks. I don't have time for
Yeah.
No, I guess that's true. She said her offer was too low, and she came crawling back to Wade.
Mhm.
But it was interesting because he was like, you know what? You're not happy here. This isn't you, Lemon. And he really didn't let her come back in as partner.
Yeah.
But not in a mean way. He's just like, go out there and find something that is you.
This is when the baby happens.
What do
Don't you
mean?
think? I think this is when she has
Her
her
real
real
baby.
baby,
Like,
her
I was
real
like-
baby.
I was like, wait a
There's a
second. Did I
baby.
miss an episode?
No.
That totally makes
I think
sense.
this is when she probably went on maternity leave, and so this is her exiting,
Her
the Rammer
finding
Jammer.
herself.
Mhm.
finding herself, doing her own thing, because otherwise we'd question okay, so she just abandons her new business and her new life as Lemon, the career woman.
Mhm.
It's true. Maybe she'll come back with a bang.
I'm sure she will. She's looking good if you haven't seen
Yeah.
her.
Very good.
Yeah,
Are you
That's
speaking about in real life?
in real life, yeah,
she
she looks
dropped that baby weight real quick.
like
didn't she?
real fast.
Model fast.
I mean, what else did you?
Well,
was
she
a
was a model.
That's what I was like, model fast. Girl's got it. Well, so Wade's going to have to kind of figure out how he's going to run the Rammer Jammer, which is his dream. He said that to her. He was like, this has been my dream for so long. And it fits him. But I just wonder, do you think he's going to be able to handle it?
He's been working there a long time. Who's going to take on more responsibility when they don't have to? Why is he going to go put out the fire when Lemon's doing it? Why is he going to handle things when someone else is doing it? Now that she's not, he's been there long enough. He knows how it works. He knows what he needs to do. He's a crafty guy. I'm sure he can figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like a fight or flight moment for him, and he's let everyone down so many times that this is his chance to kind of prove himself to the town and maybe even Zoe.
I know. I hope so.
I think it's a bummer, though, that the friendship, the business relationship, their friendship grew, and they were so cute at the beginning when he's kind of dancing and they're all excited. I liked seeing them interacting with each other in more of a friendship way as opposed to a let's get Zoe or let's get back at George kind of way.
But we were talking about this too. It's just like so boring. Zoe and Joel are so boring. Like, at least we had. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Right now?
Well, I was talking about how I like Wade and Lemon
That's
working
what I
together.
thought.
Yes.
So no, we're not talking about that right now.
We might be on two different playing fields.
You guys, it's good. It's late. Not really, but no. But okay. That's what I thought. But then I was like, wait, maybe she's talking about.
No, but I do agree. I think Joel and Zoe are a little boring.
Well, we
If
can
we're gonna-
move on.
if we're gonna
to
move
that.
on.
Yeah,
I
we
think
can
we're
move on
gonna
to that.
do that.
Then we can start talking about it.
Can
Yeah,
we?
we might as well.
How awkward that Dash keeps barging in on them while they're like about to canoodle.
But we addressed this last week. We were trying to figure out where they
Where
were
they lived.
living.
Yeah.
And it's that hotel
The
that they've
whippoorwill
They've
blossom.
stayed the longest of all people. Congratulations. Let's take a picture.
I mean, it's been what, 2 days? Like,
Well, we wonder.
congrats.
I always
Yeah.
wonder how long have they stayed there? Has it been months? Has it been
I feel
a
like
month?
it's been as long as the show's been happening. So like 6 episodes, 6 weeks.
6 episodes.
I think,
episodes.
you know?
6 weeks or 6 months or
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's moving like our time. I feel. But
Yeah.
they've got to get out there and find a house because really, you want Dash waking you up every morning? Nobody wants that.
Do the doors not have locks on
That's
it?
what's so weird.
I'm wondering.
Because I mean, I know that we got the signs at the
Do
end, the
not
do not
disturb.
disturb signs, but that's still not going to stop someone from just walking in. I mean, a lock is what I would want.
It's shocking,
more.
actually. Like, it's shocking.
I think it's illegal.
It's
maybe,
a
as
hotel.
well.
Like, you should be able to lock your door. Like, you never know who's coming in there.
But is it a hotel or more like a bed,
Bed
and
and
breakfast,
breakfast.
Yeah.
type
Yes.
of thing?
I mean, I
So-
think
feel
that's
like it.
Dash's whole MO is he's kind of like a paparazzi figure, but he's a paparazzi in a small town, and in a small town, there are no boundaries really.
yeah.
So I think that's kind of what makes his character funny is that he's a gossip blogger in a town where everyone sees what everyone does already.
Except it's awkward when they're like, you know,
in bed.
yeah.
In bed. I mean, it could have
Trying
been
to
worse. It
smooch.
could have been worse though.
That's true.
Yeah. We have never really seen Zoe and Joel in an intimate way as we had seen her with even just the kisses with George, because that's all we really
Yeah.
got were these intimate kisses and her and Wade in bed. Never with Joel. We've
And nobody
never
wants
gotten
to
that.
see that. Am I right?
I would like to know.
They don't have
I
it.
just want to
Well,
know if
they
there's
make
the
love.
the passion.
Yeah, this is what I'm getting. Her and Joel more so make love, and her and Wade were,
Passionate.
Yeah, but
we're
she just
just
doesn't have
we're
that.
having sex. Maybe
They don't even
Doing it.
Ugh. I
Get
hate
down.
'em. I don't know. They just don't have anything worth watching. I'm like, here we go. Joel has to
Yes.
like prove his love. Like, I don't know. I don't see it like becoming more. Like, they're good. They lean on each other in hard times. Like, she's going to meet her family, and he's like trying to be liked by the town, you know?
So it's
But-
good that they have a great relationship,
Yeah.
but we don't like them together.
I mean, in real life, they make sense. In real life, Zoe and Joel are a good couple. I think in terms of Bluebell and what we want to see in the drama we're looking for, maybe not.
Yeah, and what
Yeah.
we've seen in her past and how much more there seems to be.
Yeah, but think about how much more
Yet to
complicated
happen.
her life was, which is what makes great TV. But
We need to get that back in there.
Yeah.
It's time to watch some Wade and Zoe.
I
For a
think it'll
second,
happen.
I was like, is it George and Zoe going to happen again?
I think that's
George-
dead.
George has got a new flavor, and she's chocolate.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, I think Zoe kind of, Lynly.
Yes.
Once you go black, you don't go
You
back.
don't go back, George. Hey.
I mean, I think that Zoe maybe is, even though we all like Wade, every woman not every woman deals with this, but she's in a situation where it's like if she goes back to Wade, it might be more fun and exciting and like this, adventure and this great relationship. But like, at what point in time in your dating life do you realize that that has to stop so you can actually be with a man that you can like have a life with and have a family with?
Right.
And so she's probably trying to figure I mean, not that she's even considering getting back with Wade, but I could see that being a dilemma in her head when trying to deal with like one versus the other.
Especially at their age, it's not like they're fooling around in their 20s. I mean, we're nearing 30s, mid 30s for some of these characters. This is the time when people think, I only have so many more years to have a kid. I only have this much more time to buy a house or save the money. So logistically, being with Joel is stable for her, whereas being with Wade is a guessing game, and it could go either way.
Even though it's fun, it's not.
Yeah, but
smart.
you never know. Maybe this is the whole point. He's going to be running the bar on his own. Maybe that's his stability eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean
showing that he can be that part for her as well.
Yeah, that would be great if they had his character develop and have him reach that end goal. Because if not, the audience might be happy that she ends up with him, but they're also going to be kind of disappointed because she's going to spend the rest of her life poor and barefoot and pregnant. So
yeah.
Right.
Well, I would hope it works out.
Novelist is that stable.
I would hope.
Well, he's a successful novelist, so you figure he's been doing pretty well for himself. I just hope, I agree with Michelle, I hope his character develops to the point where we can see him being everything for Zoe and not just being the fun, spontaneous boyfriend. But I think we need this time, in this season especially, just to have them be separate and have nothing happening, because so much has happened for so long. So if we leave them alone for a little bit, when they do get together, I think it'll be that much better for us as fans.
But you know what's so funny is kind of George Tucker's the in-between again with these two guys.
Oh, like the middleman? Yeah.
Because he's stable. And they have a little bit more chemistry, I think, than her and Joel, less than her and Wade. But, like, he's still that dude. And for a second, I was like, do I like them? And then I was like, no. Not as much as
But I do not like him and Lynly, so I'd rather him with Zoe.
Them. Let's discuss them. Lynly, man, she knows, though. George is falling for that little trap.
Oh, my goodness.
He's like, he's showing up everywhere. Yeah, and she's like, oh, George, I bet money that you were going to come find me. And, like, he literally is. He can't handle it.
I just think it's crazy because last episode she says, I'm going to wear you down. And I'm wondering if he genuinely is interested in Lynly or she got in his head, so now he's doing kind of what she wants him to do.
I think that's what it is, and it's so funny to watch how, like, this guy's just being, like,
manipulated.
Worn down. Literally, like, he's falling for her.
I think it's so awesome.
You like
it's
Lynly?
Impressive.
I don't like Lynly, but I like what she's doing with George.
I do too.
Like I respect her for it because even though their relationship started off as like a kindergarten playground relationship.
Yeah.
Boy picks on a girl, girl picks on a boy, that means they like him. Like they were bickering so much, but she even saw then like, no, there's a little hint of something there with us. And so she's kind of she's calling him out because he's too scared, because of Levon and whatever, his excuses are this week. But she sees that it's there and she's not giving up until she gets what she wants.
Will George forever be the one who's kind of being controlled in a relationship? I feel like every woman he's dated kind of controls the way he acts or is a really strong, powerful woman.
Changes him
which is fine. I mean, if that's the woman you're attracted to, and there's nothing wrong with being a strong, empowered woman. But I feel like with Lynly, I'm going to wear you down. And Lemon, she's like, you need to dress like this, you need to do this, you need to eat here.
Or Tansy.
Or Tansy.
Yeah.
Well, Tansy.
I mean, he still became like less of George Tucker Golden Boy with her.
Yeah, she wanted him to be able to rough around with her brothers, and I feel like he's so easy to adapt to another girl.
Yeah, I just think he's needy, and that's why he is falling for not Tansy, Lord.
Lynly.
That's why he's falling for Lynly, because he doesn't have anyone else in the town, and he's needy, and why not just have someone there?
It's true, though.
Which poor
Who
guy.
I don't think he even knows who he is.
I mean, it's a prime example of, like, the good guy always finishes last. He's cute, he has everything going for himself, and nobody wants him.
I know.
Yeah, because he's really almost gone through like every girl in the town at this point because
George, get yourself together.
Yeah, get yourself together.
Oh no, it's true. I didn't even think about it. Now I feel for the dude.
Yeah. Well,
you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And he's losing. He's on a losing streak right now.
Yeah.
So he's pretending that he's not actually showing up to see Lynly, and she's like, Wade, like, what do you have for fun for me to do tomorrow? And she's going to be the bartender. And then, of course, he shows up to watch the game or to order his food. And then he's like, where'd she go? And outside there she is just waiting on him. She was just sitting there waiting for him to fall into her trap. And they started kissing. It got intense.
It got real intense.
I was like, oh, that camera's real close.
Yeah.
I was like, George Tucker, yep. So George and Lynly, we'll see how Levon takes that one.
Ooh, yeah. I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
I kind of wanted Levon to walk up on them when they
Yeah.
were just.
Levon has too
going
much
at it.
going on.
Yeah,
this
he
episode.
kind of had a lot going on at his house, so.
Yeah.
Which that's a whole different situation. All these people, getting older, and you're talking about settling down. Annabeth wants to do that.
I'm just surprised at how intense it gets and how much she kind of says, if we're not on the same page, you need to let me know. The thing is, he just proposed to a woman, I'd say like 6 months ago. She just got divorced probably a year ago. There's nothing wrong with taking a little time. I know it's the South and they're in a hustle to put a ring on it and they want her to be married. But, give her some time.
I'm just thinking, literally on Facebook, 2 people got engaged this week, and I'm like, here we go.
Yeah. No, mine too. For real.
But I know it's really too much. Her parents are too much. They're like huge Auburn fans. They hate Bama, right? And that's Levon, like Bama born and bred, whatever they say. And then they show up wearing Bama jerseys with his number on it, pretending to love him and love the team just so they can nudge him into marrying Annabeth. How awkward for her. She just kept trying to, change the subject and stuff the entire time they were sitting there together.
But as much as she didn't want them to pressure him, she wants to know the answer.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you never want your parents to come off like that.
Oh, gosh, no. I would die.
Yeah,
By the way they acted, I would die.
Yeah, and the way that they were acting, I mean, they were literally throwing it out in front of him, and Levon still had no idea what was going on. So such a guy.
Yeah.
But, so at least he didn't have that. It wasn't until the end when, they had to have.
She had to
when
yell
she
at
had to
them.
yell at them to stop doing it. He's like, oh, crap, this is what that was about.
Yeah.
That was my Levon. You're welcome.
Good job. Good job.
The sad thing was she
No.
didn't even want him to be around. She was like, go to Vegas, go to the strip clubs, go for the bachelor party with your
She
NFL
probably-
buddies.
She probably knows what her parents are like. They seem like
they were
intense
too
people.
much. They were too much. I would literally die if my parents were doing that
Oh,
in front
yeah.
of me.
That's why it was probably easier to have him at a strip club.
Yeah.
You weigh the odds. You're like, it's
So-
probably just
And I mean, at
best.
first she probably thought, since she didn't know they were going to be so. I loved the way that they played it off with the whole, your parents didn't know that we were dating and, the Southern ways and stuff. And at first you're kind of thinking, oh, is this a race thing?
Yeah, I
Because she's
did.
dating a black boy.
That's exactly
and then,
what I thought.
And then they switch it and it's like Auburn and Bama. And
That's
you're like,
exactly what I thought, though. I was like, oh, no.
I was like, Hart of Dixie's going racist. Yes. And
I was
They
gonna.
should have done that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
a little bit more deep. The show is. I mean, I like the show, but it's
Yeah.
kind of
It's
a little bit
fluffy.
shallow.
It's on the surface.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's deal with some. Like the first time I ever saw Levon walk up, and I'm like, okay, we're not going to address the fact that he's the mayor of this town and he's black.
Yeah.
And 25. Okay, and that doesn't happen in
Yeah.
the South.
That's true.
But I mean, so I think that it would have been great if they would have addressed that issue
Yeah.
and maybe kind of made it a
I-
little bit more tense, but
yeah.
they didn't. So
they had to change
They
it
do
up.
that a lot though. They have a big issue come up or hint at a big issue like the brain tumor and the things with Annabeth last
Yeah.
episode,
Her-
and then they just
It's
the
light
guy's like,
hearted.
on the rug.
it's fleeting. It's there and then it's gone.
It's like there could be a chance at this, but
Yeah.
it's not. So yay, let's go have another barbecue.
And-
Drinks at the Rammer Jammer.
Maybe that's why people
exactly
love
it.
Hart of Dixie though, because it doesn't go in too deep. It's one of those shows where you can see it just for the shallowness of it,
Yeah.
for the love and the attractive guys and the hooking up and things.
Well, speaking of it, I wonder how the relationship with Zoe and her family is going to be. So they're looking for a house, and she ends up stumbling upon a really nice one, but owned by one of her aunts. And she's like, well, no way this is going to happen because, I haven't talked to them. They've invited me to things for the past 3 years, right? Because it's been 3 seasons. So it's kind of weird that, and then Joel's pushing her, and that's the thing that they do with each other is they push each other to try something new, which I think is good. But I don't know. What'd you think, man? She shows up to this little 8-year-old's birthday party named Harley.
That's intruding, but
It was very weird.
why hasn't she's one of the town doctors. How has she never met these people?
This is what I was thinking too, because I'm like, Bluebell's so small, but apparently it was in a different town
It was
called
in
Lillian. And I don't know where the heck Lillian is compared to Bluebell. You'd think it'd be very close since it's her father's practice that she's working at.
Right.
That's why I'm really confused.
And they must
by
have been
it.
going to that practice previously. Why would you choose a practice where you didn't know the doctor? If it's your brother or your
Yeah,
uncle, you would go
yeah.
to that doctor.
I feel like she has had to have run into them at some point.
Well,
in her
she did
life.
say that she had a thing with one of the aunts and didn't go so well. And that since then everyone's been inviting her to stuff. But then at the party, her cousin said something along the lines of the Wilks come out in
numbers.
numbers for, you know, big events, funerals, birthday parties, you know, those kind
Yeah.
of things. So that made me think that the family is spread out kind of far. And it's just these big events that they all come. Oops, sorry, microphone. The big events that they all come back together for.
No, that makes
so
sense.
that's why maybe she hasn't seen them around.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I thought they were kind of cool. I mean, the one that she was talking to most of the time, I don't even remember her name. What was it?
Oh my gosh.
I forget. I don't think I wrote.
There
I
were
was
too
writing down.
many of them.
It starts with a
They
W,
went down
wasn't
the.
it?
They went
Oh,
down the
Will,
list
yeah.
of so many names in that scene that I was like,
know.
I
missed it.
I missed everyone's
Y'all
name.
let us know. Go to iTunes, rate, comment on the show, and let us know her cousins' names. That'll help us out. For
Yeah.
real.
No, really, though.
There were so many of her family members. The only one I remember is that cute little glasses boy.
Well,
Turning
you know what
8
they
years
say in the
old.
South? And them.
Yeah.
So and so
them.
and them. That's how we do it in my family. So let's just call it that.
Oh, that's funny. That's
The
true.
Wilkes and them.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was Vivian. Did
Might
I
have been
just hit that
Vivian.
right?
I think you, yeah.
Sometimes they come right back to me.
Vivian and them.
And them. So, no, but I thought she was kind of cool, and they seemed the same age. Like, she seemed stylish. She seemed fun to be around. She wasn't like, you know, lemon type Southern lady. She was like fun and sarcastic. And, you know, poor Joel's forced to be the musician or the
magician.
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 All of these awkward situations that he gets put in, it just like adds to the fact that the audience
Doesn't
dislikes
like
him.
I know, it's
Poor Joel.
sad.
He
It's
can't
not
win
his
for losing.
fault.
Yeah.
It's
It's
exactly
not
right.
his fault at all.
Yeah.
It's
Not.
just.
Poorly planned.
Yeah, they're putting him out there, and I don't know. It feels like they don't want us to like him. He is
Right.
a joke.
I think they
kind
do
of,
that
you know?
intentionally, though.
Yeah.
They want us
Yeah.
to hold on to the fact that
Wade.
Wade and Zoe could be together.
I mean, which I'm obviously doing, so they're doing a great job.
Way to go, writers.
Yeah, but Joel, I mean, how lucky that they bring this huge giraffe that's covered in a magician's cape. So he puts this on in his hat. It's just really odd. It's really
Yeah.
an odd situation.
The
And
fact that he
shaving
does
cream
that-
comes out. I'm like, what is that?
But the fact that he does that for Zoe says something about Joel.
I
Like, he's a
know.
good guy. As much as we don't want them together, he's a good guy who's
Yeah.
doing a lot for her.
He did move to Bluebell.
And
Yeah.
she's crazy. Like, who walks into a children's party and impersonates the magician and then lies
Lies.
to everybody?
Says her name's Chloe and says Zoe. It's like you should have just say it.
Just say Zoe
Yeah, just
Hart.
Say it up front.
Zoe.
Or reach out and say, I'd love to come to this. Like, there's so many things she could have done differently.
Yeah, I feel like from now on, because Vivian, I think is what we decided her name
Yeah.
was, did say that, you know, for family, you only get what you put in, and Zoe's put in nothing. So then she goes back to the hotel and it's kind of like sulking, you know, maybe they'll come around one day. No, this is the chance
Right.
when, remember when you were going up to Brick every day, bringing him treats and like going around trying to get people to like you? This is your family. So now this
Yeah.
is the time that
Yeah.
you need to start putting in the effort like you did to get your job back in Bluebell.
And to win over the people of
Yeah.
Bluebell. She put in a lot of effort there. I just think it would have been so much easier for her to extend a hand and say, let's grab coffee sometime. Hey, maybe you and I could do this at the Rammer Jammer. Like, one at a time, infiltrate the family.
Yeah.
You know, and once a couple of them like you, chances are the rest of the family will.
She should go for that
Come
old
with it.
dude who did the Marlon Brando impression. Maybe he'd
His
be the
Marlon
one to
Brando
like
was
her.
as good as my Levon.
Yeah. No, but yours was better, actually. That dude was interesting. But, I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see what happens with that because I think it'd be kind of cool to see they were, like, younger, you know, and seemed fun. I think it'd be cool to see them.
And I always feel like when we meet new characters, I'm like, yes,
I
more
know.
people.
Yeah.
Because it's such a small town.
And Zoe needs someone that she actually connects with. Like,
Dresses like,
yeah.
wants to
She-
talk
you
to.
know, her and Levon are considered best friends, but
I haven't
now
seen
that
much
he's
of
with
them.
now that he's with
Yeah.
Annabeth, their friendship is kind of
She was really close with Levon's ex, but, you know,
Then
then
that-
that Ruby kind of turned not
she's
so
kind of
great.
friends with Annabeth, but
Yeah.
not really. So I think she
Yeah.
needs a best friend.
Yeah.
It's
Besides
true,
Joel.
instead of Joel, because that's who it is right now.
And it's never good to have your boyfriend be your only best friend.
And he's trying to be best friends with Wade, and like, what's he trying to do there? You know?
We didn't see too much of that this episode, though,
know.
as opposed to the previous ones.
Mhm. They're very interesting, those characters. What else did we miss?
Oh, goodness. Not too much. I mean,
Yeah.
this episode was kind of, you know, wrapped up in those storylines.
Yep. I mean, that's about it. Okay. Should we get into news and gossip?
I don't actually have any news and gossip this week. It was a slow news week. I looked, but it was
I
nothing
only
really
saw.
worthy of.
I saw
pictures of Jamie
yeah,
walking
there we
around
go.
looking fabulous, and we
She
already
was
mentioned
with
that.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah, with Jessica Alba, there's a
Yeah.
picture of her, I think Rachel Zoe and Jessica Alba, and it was like, oh, mommy's night out or something, and she looked fantastic.
Wow.
A model. That's like, how do you get back to that after you just had a child?
I know.
Yeah.
It's been like, what, maybe 2 months?
I don't get it.
It's been like a month.
A month?
A month and a half. Like
A month and a
crazy.
half. She looks amazing.
Yeah, when we started the show.
Yeah, she had the baby like the day before the show started. So
Oh, gosh.
That's
you go,
crazy.
you go, girl.
Yeah. Way to go,
Work
Jamie.
it. Okay, well, predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, you kind of already said one
Which one?
about Lemon.
Lemon? Oh, yeah. I think this is when she's going to take off. I think we'll see her next week, and then we're going to lose her for a bit.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they film a few episodes ahead of what we're watching, and if we figure she had the baby about a month ago,
Yeah.
then I think it's time
time.
for her.
What do you think she'll come back with, though? You know, like, what's going to be her, like...
No, she found
Oh.
herself
She's
somewhere.
do you think she's going to leave Bluebell for a while and experience some other town?
Yeah, I've already predicted she's going to go follow that news producer
That's
guy.
going to be
Yeah,
what it'll be.
that's.
So I think she'll travel Europe. She'll
That's
travel
it.
Europe or the United States and then come back after, like refreshed or in love or something. And
She needs that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She needs to experience something else, that girl.
the world.
Yeah.
She's
the
bigger than
world.
Bluebell.
Yeah,
She is.
She definitely is. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, what are some other ones here?
This is a prediction that I kind of saw when looking for news and gossip, so I guess it's more so a spoiler alert, whatever. Levon and Annabeth are gonna have some
That's what I was
issues,
gonna say.
some troubles. There's some problems up ahead for
figured.
them. Yeah.
So like cold feet on Levon's part.
I don't know. I mean, it didn't get into any specifics, but it just Annabeth did an interview and said that Levon and hers relationship is going to go through some ups and downs.
We should get her back on the AfterBuzz couch because
Yeah.
she told us some good things. But that makes sense. That's what I was going to say because you could see his face. She's like, I'm not going to sleep here tonight. She wanted to go back to her own house. And I think she said it's not an ultimatum, but I think it's definitely making him think, like, I mean, am I on this path with her? Like, do I want to marry her or should I stop it before it gets too deep?
I feel like this is the healthiest relationship he has had,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a great girl. I don't know why he would question it, but maybe after a few bad decisions, it's hard.
Well, I
We'll
liked
see.
him and his ex-girlfriend.
Ruby?
Yes, Ruby. I couldn't even remember her name. I guess I didn't really like her that much, but I liked them together. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
I didn't
really
like
like
it.
Yeah.
We've already talked about how Hart of Dixie does this. They create these new characters and they set them up for failure. So I think that's what they did with Ruby. I liked them as a couple. The only thing she had going against her was that she had to move. Anyway.
Yes.
I'm
Well, I think also that Levon is going to spend some time dealing with George and Lynly while he's thinking over this
Ooh,
Annabeth
that's gonna
stuff.
be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's gonna be drama.
I want to see more of Joel trying to be Wade's best friend because
Me
I just
too.
think it's funny how Zoe freaks out so much about it because she's still in love with Wade.
And
It's
we heard
dramatic
Wade
irony.
last episode say, like, you know, I'm still your man or whatever he was saying to her.
Yeah.
like,
Or you still love me.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
true.
It is.
It's true.
She knew. She thought about that. Okay, you guys, thanks for joining us for Heart of Dixie. You can find us on @AfterBuzzTV on Twitter and AfterBuzzTV.com. You can find me on Twitter @Whitney Lane Fern.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michelle Renee LA.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as well @Paige Sullivan.
And I'm on Twitter and Instagram at the Tiona Hobson.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
From executive
We all
producers
went.
Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.